So, today, yeah, I know, I'm tired. Yeah, great news. Good news, everyone. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about a little about memes and why the da-da-da always da-da-da when they make memes. I just saw a meme of about their eternal conundrum. First, the topic they select is always the same. And people, after 100 years, 200 years, listening to that, are kind of sick and tired of it. So this is why it already starts wrong because it doesn't show any appeal to it. People know it's a dead horse by now. It's their eternal left and right thing. And people are really sick and tired. Although they don't say it, it doesn't mean that they are not. But they are sick and tired of that topic. Because truth is, the majority of people, they are neither left or right. Not really. They just want to live a good life. They want to have a job so they can sustain themselves. Then, if possible, they want to either date people or find someone to raise a family with. That's the majority of people in the world. They don't care really who is in power, because if they did care, they would do something about it and nobody would be able to stop them. Proof is in the pudding. Because we had so many maniacs in power, it illustrates that the reality of the fact is that the majority of people don't really care about who is in charge, as long as they can get what they want. Something to do to sustain themselves, to give them the impression that they achieve something during daytime, and their ability to reproduce, or at least to pleasure themselves in the body of someone else in whatever manner they find suitable. And that's it. The rest they don't really care about. Who is in charge? What are the decisions? And this is why they actually even rather have someone else in charge, so they can focus more on what they really want to do. Take that into consideration. So this is the first reason, like the appeal of the meme is already not interesting when they bat their eye into it. But then there is the ridicule. So because they usually take images from the people they wish to criticize, because for whatever reason they don't seem to be able to create anything. They are very good at destroying things, but they are not able to create anything. And by the way, who are you to say that? Well, I'm one of the old heroes of the 2016 meme wars. So the side I was with, that can change, won that one. So, and all the others that came after, the small skirmishes from before and after as well. It was easy, to be honest, because they keep on committing the same mistakes. And it's what? It's years now, and they keep on committing the same mistakes. So pay attention. If you really wish to learn something about memes, I'm literally pointing out where the ta-ta-ta goes wrong with their memes, and why the ta-ta-ta always fails whenever they want to make a meme war. Because usually it's them making the meme war, not the other way around. They're very, very belligerent, aren't they? They're very violent. They like to start shit that they usually can't finish. As the one of the most influential people in Hollywood back in the days when they received the Black Panthers, and the Black Panthers were explaining to the people in Hollywood what they would do, how they would destroy things to get into power, um, but never touched the topic what they would do about anything after they reach power. That person from Hollywood asked them, because oddly enough, they were in a very wealthy dinner with them. He asked them, "So you're just going to wing it?" Like he couldn't believe it. They had no idea what they would do after, but they knew what they needed to do to destroy the system. To which the guy literally confirmed, "Yeah, what was it? It's something to can't predict the future or something like that of a revolution or some bullshit like that." Classical ideology. But anyway, not that the Black Panther movement was wrong in existing, actually was a good thing. Well done there. I have kind of the same position as Marlon Brando on the Black Panthers. So, you know, whiteys were getting too pissy there. And, it's very easy to go scaring people when you are the large majority, right? But hey, if those people suddenly get guns and start fighting back, they scary now, aren't they? So I get it, Shouldn't be a coward. Just saying. If you're right, you don't need to be a coward. Right? Let that sink in. So if you're wondering why was there ever something as the Black Panthers, well, there you have it. Right? Communities were being scared, they couldn't do shit without permission from others, and they were constantly being sabotaged. So you know what? At some point you grab a gun and go nuts. Not that I recommend it, but I'm just saying that's human nature. Stop pushing people around. That's what you're going to get. Aren't you learning enough in the school system that is it's so inhumane that even the kids who are forming their opinions based on what the teachers tell go nuts because they can't cope with it, because it's so absurd that it breaks their minds. So, not justifying shooters either. But it is a consequence of, it's the most basic kind of psychology. But anyway, back to the topic. And feel free to express your concern about things that I might be saying here. But I'm just sick and tired of seeing all this mass hysteria about things. I mean, I was around since the previous to the satanic panic, and there's always something to be afraid of that turns out that the fault is not from the people who are accused of doing something. It's usually from the government or people pushing up certain agendas. So back to the topic. So yeah, for whatever reason, instead of creating their own memes, they take the memes that the other side is doing and they think that they can twist it. That's a big mistake, because then the optics, and that I learned from the TTT side actually, the optics turn against you, because if you can't people would understand if you did one or two of them that were mimicking the others, like copying the images from the other side and using it against them. But when it's all the time, all you do is just copy paste and put an excruciating text, I'll come to that, which ruins, then it's not memes anymore, then it's something else. Then it's pure rhetorics or sophistry, however you wish to call it. Lies usually are very detailed, you understand? So if you can't create your own imagery, you cease to be interesting. People will take you as you are not being creative enough to be taken seriously. Because another point with memes is to be creative. is to get people to see something new that, wow, that was unexpected. The unexpected factor, which is point three, I would say, that you don't have. People expect your reaction. And it's odd, you know? The people who used to call others reactionaries, they have become the reactionaries. They are the ones currently reacting to everything. I have heard them called what used to be called former reactionaries as radicals. Uh, it's hilarious to see how it changed. That the radicals became the reactionaries and the reactionaries have become the radicals. And other people who want to join the fun because it's fun to make memes when you have a speck of creation, that is. And then we come to the third topic. Fourth topic. Stop posting long texts. The whole point of a meme is that you're going to post something short. It's a pun. A meme is a pun to an ongoing event that can sometimes be perceived as a joke because it's so absurd that with a meme you're just posting the pun. You're not posting a joke. You're not posting an explanation to the joke. And if you need to explain a joke to someone, obviously you assume that they are stupid, which is the case. The arrogance of the ta-ta-ta is astounding, you know. It's an insult in itself. And if there's one thing that people are also sick and tired, talking about being sick and tired of stuff, is to be called ignorant, idiots, something they are not. They're not. If you live in this world, if you have survived to beyond 20, you are not dumb. Somehow you have some intellect that keeps you alive and going. So dumb you're not. You can be many things. Uninterested, lazy, anything else. Not dumb. Don't ever take people at face value for being dumb because they are going to ruin you. They're going to wreck you. Okay? The dumbest person that you know can wreck you given the opportunity. So is it really being dumb or just being good? Some people seem to confuse both, but bad mistake. And eventually you get ruined because of that. But anyway, stop writing long texts. It misses the whole point of the meme. Again, the meme is a pun to something that is happening that can be perceived as a joke. Remember the sentence, it's funny because it's true. Jokes are based in tragic events. A comedian overdrives something tragic to the point that you laugh because it becomes so absurd that you gotta laugh, despite it being a tragedy or whatever you want to call it. So, a meme is a pun. Try to get that. Check the word pun, okay? Try to figure that one out. If you do that, you will stop writing long texts that nobody has the time or interest to read, that it is related to something political that they are not interested, usually from the 19th century, which is absurd. From the time that the doctors used to treat people with leeches, and science used to believe that there couldn't be life under 100 meters of water because of the pressure and lack of light. So we have evolved much more, not just scientifically, also politically. Proletariat has become the middle class. That's how evolved Thanks to technology, not to political ideologies, we have evolved, okay? But that's a hard concept to take to the people who are ideologically driven from either sides. And to justify my point, there is research, academic research, left-wing academic research that proves that people who happen to be ideologically driven become less intelligent. So to use better wording, becomes less intelligent. So take that into consideration every time you knee jerk to calling someone Neanderthal or ignorant or whatever. Try to demean them intellectually. You know, if you happen to be ideologically driven, you might not be as intelligent as you think you are. Just putting it out there, feel free to check. Look at yourself in the mirror sometimes. It does help, you know, it does help. Help you, you know, it's all about you, so help you, right? And then, point 5, stop lying in the memes. It is funny because it's true, remember? Because but it can't be true because it's so absurd. Yeah, but it's an overdriving from the truth. Can you understand the concept? Its core, the core of the imagery or text is that it's either factual or very close to it. Thus, it touches something inside your soul that kind of agrees with it in some way. So when you do that, stop projecting how you perceive yourself, because you're not how you perceive yourself usually. Have some sense of ridicule. I know it's hard to some people, but do have that. And by some sense of ridicule, I don't mean necessarily you burping in public. I mean to try to show that you don't care. And by doing that, you actually show you really care. And that's the point I'm trying to make here. The point number 5 is stop projecting who you are. I think it was Freud who said that, you know, when Peter talk of Paul, I end up knowing more about Peter than I know about Paul. Take that into consideration. Like the meme poised someone from the left as strong and like all the traits that usually the left points that this is a what is that word? I don't know. I'm not right wing or any of this stupidity, but it's so stupid that at some point, as someone people tend to call intelligent, I have to say, for the love of God, for your own being, for the love of your whatever ideological great leader you happen to lick the boots from, have some self-realization moment. Usually they say that this is an alt-right thing, right? To be muscular and to be strong and masculine and all that. That's classical alt-right. And then they post someone right below with an extensive long text that nobody reads. So therefore they couldn't care less. Therefore it doesn't become a meme. It ceases to be a meme. Do you see in some simple imagery, in something as single, as simplified as a meme, as stupid as a meme, right? Because most memes can be considered stupid. They can. They're so stupid you laugh. But are they untrue in some level? Someone happens to commit so many errors that it ceases to be a meme. It's something else. It's an apologetic text. It's a propaganda piece. It's a false sense of reality. It's a small delusion. It's a projection. But it's not a meme. Do you understand? Because it doesn't have the ingredients that makes a meme. And that's the fascinating thing. Such a simple thing can be so complex. Just like walking, right? So easy when you're grown up. You forget how hard it is. So stop projecting, like stop lying in a meme. If you lie in a meme, it ceases to be a meme. Because the point about the meme is to point a fact. So what they did wrong in that meme is that they put what they are doing a lot. They're putting this guy that looks like the usual Antifa, you know, and they put him as he would be one of those buff guys from the Proud Boys or something, and then they put a guy that could be completely a Proud Boy with a communist tattoo in his neck and something that he's not, like, because meme is how can I explain, because after years they don't get it, how they're going to get it now. I mean, the whole point that I try to create a philosophy today is because people are getting confused, because words are being tampered with. They're losing meaning. And I wish to bring meaning back to words as they were supposed to, so everyone could understand each other. That's my intent. I have said it several times, but in case you didn't watch because you don't care, so if you're going to portray someone from the alt-right who is already portrayed by the left as being buff, do so. You can overdrive the buff, but do an image, at least an image that is recognizable, because what they see, the people who don't care about most of it, the majority of people, that is, bear that in mind. When what they see the Proud Boy on top, and they see the typical Antifa guy in the bottom, pun intended. Because the guy below was what Antifa guys look like, is what Antifa guys look like. And the guy above is what even the left calls outright kind of guy. So there's no doubt about it. And I'm not saying that all Antifa are small and weak and tiny and ridiculous and lack a chin and have no muscles. Not all. There are some strong badasses amongst them. Of course there are. But the exception is not the rule, nor the rule is the exception. And this sentence that I just said, I'm going to repeat. The exception is not the rule, nor the rule is the exception. That is the key to a good meme. If you do that, the exception is not the rule, and the rule is not the exception, you make a good meme. Why? Because you can be factual. You have to be more factual than absurd in a meme for it to be a good meme. You can be absurd, but then it's an absurd meme. Like the Pepe the Frog, there's several kinds that they have. right? That's an absurd kind of meme, but you can connect because there's some fact to it still, and those cases usually related to a state of mind. That's what those Pepe memes represent. And you can see even the development of the Pepe. It started really sad. It was a sad Pepe. But then something happened in society, and then it became like the Pepe realized that people started listening. So suddenly it became the feels good man kind of Pepe. Those imageries started pumping up. And because it got more and more popular and more accepted, I dare to say, in society, it became a smiling Pepe, a smug Pepe. And it's really interesting to see that psychological development. And then it achieved the spiritual connection, reaching the metaphysical in full blow. Um, I don't know if it was intended or if they bumped into the fact that the god of chaos in Egyptian mythology was a frog. So it achieved a holy aspect of the Pepe. Even I just realized that there was something recently while I was checking names to my philosophy. I don't know if you remember that video. It became there is a religion now called MEMES, of course. Don't take it seriously, okay? In this case, if you do, I am a high priest. Um, but it's it achieves the Pepe managed to achieve the level of godness, no godness, godness, is that correct in English? Sounds so awful. It became the godly Pepe, and that connection with the frog from the Egyptian pantheon, it's very interesting. So, and then the mystics started popping about. That touched the string of the eternal mystics that are around, have always been around. That kind of autistic. um, so yeah, don't lie in the in your attempts to make a meme to pass your message, because and that's the aspect that is being missed by people of a certain ideological inclination nowadays. They are missing the point. We have entered the age of information where facts are very important because people depend on them. If you have to lie to try to pass your ideology, is your ideology really the best to humankind? I mean, if you have to lie to make people believe in what you want them to do, because at the end of the day it is that, may you like it or not, but if you need to lie to them, are you really doing the right thing? Are your ideas or the ideas that you defend really the best? Because people they have critical sense. That's why they don't go out naked when it's very hot. They don't just take off their clothes, although that would be the most correct thing to do. They don't do that because they have a sense of ridicule. Do you understand? They have critical sense. So if you have to lie to convince them, maybe, just maybe, just accept the maybe, your ideas are not the best for humankind. Because if they were the best, you wouldn't need to lie, would you? You could just have them. You could have your ideas at plain sight because there was nothing wrong with them, and there shouldn't be. But if you have to lie to pass your ideas, to try, and you fail, you always fail. You failed during the meme wars. If you need evidence to what I'm saying, here's the evidence. You failed. You lost. And you lost big time, and you keep losing. But this might be, just consider, not saying it might be, because apparently you have an issue with someone actually making an affirmation, affirming something. That seems to be the big issue, right? And maybe, just maybe, your ideas are not the best for humankind. All the ego that you believe that you can better the humankind by accepting ideologies blindly, you are not questioning them, you accept them blindly. Ideas of the 19th century, when people didn't know there was even life under 100 meters of water. Oh, what does that has anything to do with my ideas, my political ideology being correct or not? It has a lot to do. It means that at those times, humanity hadn't tried half of the things we already tried by now. So they didn't know, they couldn't know. And this is why your ideas were so widely accepted then. But when we saw throughout the entirety of the 20th century how bad they were in practice, and most of the supporters either dropped the ideas or were eliminated because they realized that in practice it doesn't work. Sounds good. In practice, it doesn't work. It sounds good that if you jump off a cliff, you can fly. It would be great, wouldn't it? It would be great, it would be awesome. If you just make the right concentration, you'll be able to jump off the cliff and not die. In reality, it's not true. If there are a bunch of sharp rocks at the bottom, you'll die horribly and painfully. So don't do it. And now, here we are. They have to lie in what they think can even be called a meme, which it can't, because now I believe I can conclude I have explained to you, I've given you 5 points, at least 5. There would be 15 if I would really go deep into detail, but I don't want to spoil the fun. Baby steps here, right? I mean, if you people are allowed to be arrogant as much as you want, that you can call anyone dumb just because they disagree with you, I believe I can say baby steps when I'm trying to explain to you why you have failed in the meme wars and in your ideas for the last 200 years. So I hope this helps. I mean it as a sign of friendship, because I don't like seeing anyone fail so horribly all the time. At least understand what you are doing wrong, and I hope you can do better so you can make better memes, or you can make something that at least can be considered as a meme proper. Because now you know 5 pointers of what makes it a meme, a good meme, at least a proper meme. I even touched the holistic, the metaphysical aspect of the memes. So you shouldn't have any doubt by now, right? It's past half an hour of explaining something as mundane as a proper meme. So especially for you who like long text, long wordings and all that, because it's easy to fool people, to bamboozle the less intelligent with wording. So there you have it. And by the way, again, unlike those who try to pass certain wrong ideas as they would be the best when we had the 20th century, extreme emotional damage to humankind, there shouldn't be any doubt, right? You're welcome. Bye.